everybody, welcome back to Hit or Miss Hallmark Movie Reviews. I'm Daniela.
And I'm John. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
And click the little bell to receive notifications every time we upload a new video.
3 wise men and a baby. We were waiting for this one.
This is a big one. This is, I would say, probably the most anticipated film of this season.
Yeah, or the last couple seasons, or ever.
Ever. In our predictions, I said this was going to be a big hit.
And I thought it was gonna suck.
Oh gosh.
No, I also thought it was gonna be a...
Yeah. Well, let's see if we're both right.
First, what's this one about?
3 brothers, Taylor, played by Tyler Hynes, Stefan, played by Paul Campbell, and Luke, played by Andrew Walker, are surprised when they find themselves forced to care for a baby that's been abandoned during the holidays. During the journey, they begin to rebuild their relationships as brothers while rediscovering their love for Christmas. Simple, because we got a lot of other stuff to say here.
Yeah.
Right?
So did you like it?
You know, when a movie brings so much joy, so much glee, so much happiness, makes you laugh out loud almost like all the way through, then I think you have a big winner.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the funnier Hallmark movies ever made.
Yeah.
And obviously thanks to the likes of Paul Campbell.
He's amazing. He's an amazing writer, amazing actor. We love him. It's pure fun and joy on the screen all the way through.
Yeah, there's not much bad to say about this movie.
We also love anything Canadian, and we have 3 Canadian boys here, so that's amazing and makes us very proud.
And also Kimberly Sestad's Canadian.
She's Canadian too, which is amazing. A big Canadianifest going on here, which we love.
So, you're welcome, America.
Yes. I think it's safe to assume that all of us, like hardcore Hallmark fans, were eagerly waiting this one.
I was eagerly awaiting it, but I also made it happen, possibly.
I think you did too. You were one of the first ones in one of our reviews to say you wanted to see like the trio.
Actually,
You know, I wish they would do a male version and use Tyler Hynes, Paul Campbell, and Andrew Walker.
That's
That would be so cool.
That is my dream movie.
That would be
coming
such
this
a huge
summer.
hit.
We need to do this with the guys, and it needs to be Paul Campbell,
what you
Andrew
said.
Walker, and Tyler Hynes.
I know.
I feel like they listened to me.
Was
My
you?
idea for the movie was actually called The Wedding Jersey, if
Which
you
is
remember.
great, which is great.
But
I love that.
But you know what? Getting these 3 guys on screen was nothing short of
It was you, I think.
genius. But I will take credit for all of it.
I think you should. This was incredibly funny. The banter between the guys was perfect. They bickered like brothers. I think every other line had me laughing out loud.
There were no throwaway lines, and the storyline was great. Everything worked completely perfectly in my eyes.
A few of the highlights for me, you know, Andrew Walker had a great line. Bottled, burped, and bathed, boy.
Bottled, burped, and bathed, boys. Oh, and
Oh my God, that's such a Letterkenny sounding
Very
line, too.
Letterkenny,
And
very.
there, you know, there's a lot of throws to Letterkenny in this film, just generally.
Totally.
It felt like sort of there was some high school broness to it.
Totally.
But that absolutely needed to be there.
Another highlight for me, Tyler's one-on-one with the baby, I thought was hilarious when he was talking to him, like, do you game? Do you game? And then also
He tries to put the headphones on
Oh
and
my
starts
God.
crying. I was like, yes.
Right away, I was like,
completely realistic.
You shouldn't do that, but.
So funny.
I also thought his stress squatting with the baby was hilarious.
Yeah, apparently that was impromptu, and
Seems like it. Seems like
I
a
think-
lot of the movie was kind of improv. On the
Yeah,
spot.
and it really worked. But yeah, he was live tweeting, and he said that that was a choice that he regretted because he probably had to do that for every take.
So many squatting takes. Paul, I thought Paul was so sweet with the baby. When he thought he did something awful to the baby, when it had a rash on its face, and he was like, oh my God, like, what did I do?
What is that? What's on your chest? What have I done to you? Oh,
Had very unique, cool, cute little moments throughout. Each brother had their own, like, idiosyncrasies as well.
Yeah,
Very different personalities.
It actually felt like 3 brothers. And, you know, if I have to say, Tyler Hynes is kind of the odd one out.
Jay's right.
They don't really look alike.
Paul and Andrew could absolutely be brothers.
I could see that. So aside from that detail, I thought they really acted like brothers. It was very believable. Yeah, they each have their own kind of personality. So Luke, he was the do-gooder, older brother, always trying to please everyone, seemingly perfect in every way. Had
Yeah.
like no problem taking care of a baby and baking Christmas cookies and changing the diaper. Like he just was perfect.
Yeah.
I liked that Stefan had like quirks, you know, had some major social anxiety.
I loved that in the writing. Like one of them needed to be kind of weird, and you know what? One of my
middle child.
Oh yeah. One of my odd predictions was that like one of them was going to be gay or something. Like there's something that was going to make them odd. Like one of them had to be weird, and I'm glad that Paul just being socially awkward.
Yeah, and he's
weird.
like the animal therapist too, which just adds to the kind of quirkiness. And it's always him just rather dealing with people than dealing with adults, I think. I like that little detail. Taylor is like the rebellious baby brother, the one who kind of blows things out of proportion, who runs away. He like retreats to his like little man cave and gets lost in his video game.
It's kind of a boy cave. I love that they're all just living at their mom's house too.
Loved it.
Actually, Tyler's character kind of was a throwback to the 12 Days of Christmas.
Because he was a game designer.
Yeah, like,
cool.
he's right back there.
Actually, there were a few Easter eggs throughout. There was a shout out to An Unexpected Christmas.
Yeah, that was
which was
great.
very cool. And then yes, the 12th Day of Christmas. I'm sure there was others in there as well.
I mean,
Well, isn't this shaping up to be an unexpected Christmas?
aside from the shout out to 3 Minute Baby, I thought casting Margaret Collin was genius because it really went to the original movie, but she still felt like an original character in this movie.
And she was great in this. You know, it was really nice to see, not like serious things, but a little bit more on the serious side of things. So all three are kind of dealing with their own abandonment issues in different ways. You know, the father left them when they were really young. So I thought it was interesting when they find an abandoned baby. I think initially, you know, it was hard for them to kind of come together to face this familiar trauma that they all experienced.
They all had the same trauma as this baby, so trying to work through it as brothers and do the best thing for the baby.
Exactly, because they know they need to do this for each other. They need to band together. They also want to do this for the mom. So that was another nice little side storyline. All she wants for Christmas is to have a Christmas like they did in the olden days, like how they used to.
Yeah.
All together, not fighting. So in the movie, she's kind of stuck taking care of her sister after she suffers a concussion. The boys must not only take care of the baby on their own, but kind of work together to ensure that they give the mother the best Christmas she deserves when she comes back.
Even though they weren't even sure she was going to be back. I liked in the writing that they kind of got rid of Margaret Collin. They're just like, all right, send her away,
Right away.
and she's never going to come back. But it was a perfect setup, and it's like, okay, we needed the movie with the three boys, and
Exactly.
you know, having the mother around.
It worked. It was a little quick, but I feel like it had to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the intro seemed like it was very hard to do because you have to introduce these three
different-
characters and more. You have to introduce like their lifestyles and like who they are, and to do that in a movie is
And how it's all connected and how, like they pulled it off. They did it in a great way.
absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about performances?
All right.
So all the performances are great here. Like literally everyone is important and plays a vital role in this story. But if I had to choose one standout, I think it's impossible because everyone's so great. So I think it's a tie for me between Paul and Tyler.
Oh, you're tying it up here?
I'm telling you, I just thought like the chemistry between those two in particular was just fantastic.
I mean,
the banter.
the chemistry between them was spot on, and they actually felt like brothers. And it was like, you know, you could tell some of it was a little improv, and even
They're
when
having fun.
Even when the beating was sort of off, and they would interrupt each other, it just felt natural. Like I feel like they didn't need to adhere to the writing as much. I don't know what the script looked like, but
Yeah, they were having fun. It was very believable. But I do want to kind of single out Andrew Walker here. Although I feel like he wasn't as in the forefront as Tyler and Paul, but I think his character is essential because he's the anchor. He's the older brother. He kind of puts the younger brothers in their place.
Well, he's the Ted Danson in this story?
I think so, yeah. So when the two are all over the place and like freaking out about the baby and not knowing what to do, he's like that steady, calm energy that brings everyone like down, you know? He was so great.
That's typical Andrew Walker, and he needed to kind of be that character. And nothing against Andrew Walker because he's one of my favorites.
Oh, love him. I mean,
Period.
yeah.
But it's really hard to compete with Paul Campbell and Tyler Hynes working together at that energy.
Yeah. But he
did a
played
great
the
job.
role well because he was supposed to be a little bit kind of stepping back and
Oh, of
kind
course.
of more
No,
neutral, right?
he was the perfect choice for that. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think there could have been anybody else.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick, it's no surprise, but Paul Campbell. He can't do any wrong. Paul,
No, we love
you are perfect. You're perfect.
There you
and
go,
don't
Paul.
change a thing. I know that I will love Hallmark movies for years to come as long as you're writing one a year.
Yeah. I mean,
and
Unexpected
that-
Christmas is like in the top forever.
Well, these two movies are two of my favorite, like, period, and it has a big amount to do with him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's great. We love him. We love Tyler, we love Andrew. We've expressed our love for all three of these guys many, many times. So they all matched each other. Like their comedic timing was great, their sharp wittiness was great. But also they all kind of showcased vulnerability at certain points in the movie. The car scene.
Well, the car scene was great. When Paul was saying something about like, you know, I needed to be there for you as a better brother, and it's like, no, we needed a dad, and like, oh, that part really got me.
Loved it.
But they kept it really short, and it was like they just needed a little time in the minivan or whatever it was.
Yeah. But it was great. It was great to see that. You know what? So let's call out a few of the side characters. I loved Susie, played by Fiona Vroom, who's also Canadian.
Yeah. She was great.
Anyway,
she was
so good.
the perfect match for Paul in this, and I liked how they were kind of yin and yang.
Yeah. And she's quirky too. She's kind of weird in this like really cute, funny, endearing way, but nothing too annoying.
Yeah.
Like I really liked her.
No, she was perfect.
Yeah.
She was my favorite of the girls.
For
I mean,
sure.
I really liked the girl that played Taylor's love interest.
Tyler Taylor.
Also because she wasn't like the typical
She wasn't.
Tyler Hynes
Yeah.
opposite you would expect.
Yeah.
She's kind of rough around the edges, but she was like, you know, a
But
smart gamer and
Yeah.
like somebody from his field. It really
Liked her
rang
too.
true.
Also, shout out to Matt Hamilton, who plays Mark, the next door neighbor / high school bully who like is like the douchey jock guy.
I love, they didn't even really need to explain that. Like, he was
So
just
good.
some dude that lived across the street. You knew right away that he was somebody that used to tease them. Like, they didn't explain it at all. They didn't need like, oh, that's Biff from like Back to the Future or whatever.
Biff,
Basically,
yeah.
it was exactly the Biff character, but it was perfect. Somebody that knew the family very well, was also very Christmassy, and
Yeah.
just such a bro.
The whole Christmas competition, like who has the better decorated house.
Yeah.
Then they
And
got that in there too.
I also love that they lost.
Yeah. Well, why don't we get a little bit nitpicky?
Yeah, there's a little bit.
You know, this movie isn't without its faults.
I mean,
even though we loved it.
No movie is without its
No, I know, but let's talk about that ending. Okay, so I think the mother, Sophie, coming back to the whole family and just embracing her without question, there's something wrong there. No questioning? Where have you been? What have you done in this short amount of time to get your life together? Are you gonna keep him now? Are you gonna abandon him again? Like, I don't know, I would have these questions.
There were a lot of questions, but unfortunately, and I respect the writing in this sense because none of those questions were ever going to be answered in a Hallmark movie.
I get it.
I mean, there's a very, probably the most interesting story in this movie is what the f was she doing? Because in my eyes, it's like, okay, she either was like trying to get over heroin for a week and just
Oh my
had to go
God.
away and like, which makes sense. Not something they can say
Not
in a Hallmark movie.
but
being it unsaid, and maybe Luke in the movie knowing her already, maybe it was unsaid. He's like, oh yeah, I remember when you gave birth and you were fucked up or whatever. He didn't say that, but like maybe there was.
I don't know.
It could have been something like that. She could have had to kill a mob boss that was after her family. We don't know.
Well, all
Her
the
story
more
was
reason to
definitely
ask.
very interesting, but we'll just never get to know. And I like the mystery left. It's like,
to me, I felt like I needed a bit more of a story there. To me, that was a bit of a plot hole, but you know,
Well,
I get
I
it.
mean-
I understand it from like a logistical standpoint.
there
we
were
need to
already-
wrap things up, kind of thing.
yeah, there were already murmurings like on Twitter immediately after the movie ended about like a sequel possibility and something like that. And I feel like
I mean,
this is one of
they
those that
should.
could be a trilogy. I feel like in number 2, if it comes, they will touch on that story.
I think they should.
I think they have to.
Yeah, and they definitely should come out with a sequel for sure.
Because it definitely was kind of like, okay, well, the other two guys had, you know, their romantic counterparts, and then Andrew, like, his just shows up at the end and is like, oh yeah, that's my baby. And it's like, oh, you.
And then 1 year later, they're together because we see her in the house,
Yeah.
in his house, right?
That was a little,
I want a little
fast forward.
A little
but
fast.
Yeah,
But again,
it's gonna
logistically, I think I understand what happened there. Maybe something in the editing, maybe something in timing. We need to wrap this up, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like it was a creative choice in the writing to not tell what she was doing because there's no good story behind why you leave your baby in a firehouse.
Maybe, but it would have been a creative challenge.
Wait, there's
to,
lots of good stories. None of them can air on Hallmark.
Sure, granted.
So,
I just think like maybe there's an opportunity there to write something creative.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be heroin. It doesn't have to be like.
no, I know.
something-
It's just like, unfortunately,
else,
me
like-
like knowing movies like, or just situations like this, it's like heroin, unfortunately, is the easiest one to.
Well, sure, I have problems I need to go, but all the more reason to be like, are you okay now? Like to take this baby back?
Yeah,
Like,
she did come back and was just kind of like, okay, I got this. And it's
Yeah,
like,
got this now.
Are you sure?
And no questioning. That's the thing. I was like, well, aren't you gonna like make sure she's okay? I don't know. Again, we need to let that go a little bit.
And in coordinates with that, if we're gonna add another nitpicky, why were the police not involved at all? When they misplaced the baby that wasn't theirs.
I know.
The
Well,
police
that's
just came and
because-
was like, here's your not baby back.
The thing, the mother said, look, she said she'd be back before Christmas. There's 5 days until Christmas. Let's see if she comes back. We'll just take care of the baby for now. If she doesn't come back, then we'll call Child Protective Services or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciated that little bit of explanation.
None of it was bad, and none of it sank the movie at all, really.
No,
but,
no,
like,
no.
Definitely a lot of questions.
But you know, if we do nitpicky, so if we're gonna nitpick something,
Oh, got
then
to. I mean, yeah, when we were
That's
watching the movie, I was like, yo, where was this bitch?
I don't know. Where was she this whole time? Why don't we talk about the writer and the director here? Writers.
Well,
Here we go. Paul Campbell and Kimberly Sustad. No strangers to Hallmark at all as actors.
Just done a perfect job together. I loved
They're so
Kimberly
great.
Sustad's cameo as well.
So great. But they also wrote Christmas by Starlight. Both of them wrote that and starred in that one too,
yeah.
which I loved. So
Well,
nice little writing duo there.
I look forward to more by those two for sure, and definitely Paul Campbell. Like, just keep cranking them out.
Vancouver
One a
boy.
year is not enough.
I know, Paul, please write more. The director here is Terry Ingram, also directed the Wedding Veil trilogy, Winter in Vale, another Tyler that we
Nice.
love, and Christmas She Wrote. That one's with Danica.
We don't need to talk about
No, I know, we don't need to talk about her. Okay, well, why don't we bring up our prediction meter here?
Prediction scoreboard.
I'm getting there. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing fine. What are we at now? 10-8.
Yeah. You're not destroying me, which is good.
No.
Yeah.
I'm still butthurt about the last movie.
So
Hallmark
funny.
and everybody involved are
This is one of the funniest ones I've seen.
off to you.
Exactly. I'm not taking my hat off because I have hat hair.
Shoot. Mine's all jingly.
I have hat hair, so I'm not taking it off. Why don't we bring up our Christmas meter?
Oh yeah, let's see where this one scored.
So, I'm going to give 3 wise men and a baby 11 pipers piping. Huge.
Huge. I am also going to give 3 wise men and a baby 11 pipers piping.
Nice. Yeah, we loved this one.
22 pipers.
Yeah.
The pipers.
Let's get to our Christmas list.
Bring on the list.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start it. Christmas confusion. I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, absolutely. Like,
Everyone's confused here.
who the hell's this baby?
Who's the baby? Who's the mother? What's going on? Yes.
A Christmas party. There was.
Yeah, there was at the end.
Tyler's work as well.
Oh, that's true. That just went.
They did it during the
over
day,
me.
so you didn't have to pay for alcohol. I thought that was funny.
That's funny. A character with a holiday name. No.
No. Reference to decorating or picking out the perfect tree.
Yes. Yes.
Of course.
Just before that infamous now it's infamous elf scene. We gotta show a clip of that. Because that's like the money shot right there.
Showing them all the clips.
Ice skating.
I do not believe so.
I think yes.
Really?
I thought
Did I miss that?
I don't know. I could have been wrong here. Was it not in the beginning? No, there was ice skating. There was ice skating.
Okay. We really need a checklist here.
Okay.
Santa makes an appearance.
Yep. Character obsessed with Christmas. I'm gonna say no. I don't think anyone was really like obsessive.
A hot bevy.
Yes. When they were at that market, everyone was kind of drinking hot chocolates and stuff.
Yeah.
A horse-drawn sleigh. No.
We only get like 1 or 2 of those a year.
That's okay.
Christmas in the title.
No. That's all right.
Oh, I get to shake my head.
Granted a Christmas wish. No.
I'm just gonna do that now.
There you go.
A snowball fight.
No, I don't remember seeing that. Caroling. No, but there was that choreography.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Dance.
just as good as caroling.
I know, I almost want to give it to them. Choreography.
Let's just do it.
Caroling / choreography. There, you got it.
Sprinkle snow. Sprinkle. Christmas magic.
No. A mistletoe kiss. No.
No. And real snow. There was,
Yes.
but they mix it in with the fake snow so perfectly. I was actually looking because like they had real snow. You know, generally what they do in these movies, they lay the snow blankets And then they line the edges of the sidewalk they have like a wheelbarrow guy just putting snow all over the place. And you could tell they did that, but it also looked very real. So I'm gonna say real snow.
Yes, awesome. Guys, we loved this one. We thought it was one of the funniest Hallmark movies, Christmas Hallmark movies so far.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard to beat.
This one was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Barely even needed to review it.
But we were just very excited too. Let us know what you thought of it. Where did it fall on the meter for you? And we will see you very soon in our next review.
Absolutely. Happy countdown to Christmas, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.